everyone, and welcome to episode 10.
Oh my gosh, this is insane. Oh my gosh, next week we're gonna actually be caught up with all of our weeks at uni as well because we've been 1 week ahead. Yep. So that'll be good. That'll be good to catch up.
That'll be good. Have you done anything in the last week, or just preparing for this, Tash?
Considering like we're in week 9 of uni and there's 3 weeks to go, lots of university work. Like swamped with university work, and it's a pile you can't get out from under, Kyle. That all just rhymed.
It did rhyme.
What about you?
Pretty much the same. Just uni work, normal work.
Work.
Getting ready for this, our awesome 10th episode, where we have a cool guest here. Would you like to introduce yourself, cool guest?
I'm Jonathan Manelic.
And what do you do, Jonathan?
Well, I guess I'm here today to talk about the Sons of the West program, which is run by the Western Bulldogs Football Club.
Yep.
Represent.
Tash's favourite team.
I told my dad about this the other day, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Bulldogs." 'Cause my dad's like a diehard Bulldogs fan, to the extent where like he'll go to the games and then he'll record them on TV and watch them another 10 times and like totally just analyse everything that everyone does. And I'm like, "You're a bit addicted, Dad."
Bit of an addiction.
A little bit addicted.
Good time to be a Bulldog fan, though.
Oh yeah. He's pumped. He's like, "Yeah, we're in the preliminaries. Oh my god, I can't English. Yeah, and he's like, "So it'd be good. He's like, "It'd be good if we get into the grand final." He's really pumped.
It's gonna be cool.
He's like, "This might be the year."
They might. After how long? When did they win their last premiership?
I don't know.
1954.
54.
Yeah.
There you go. A couple of years after.
Oh
just
yeah.
a couple.
Just a few. Just a jump, skip, and a hop away.
It's actually before television in Australia.
Yeah, really? Oh, so this will, if they do the grand final, this will be their first televised grand final.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Wow. So what exactly is Sons of the West, and what do you guys do there?
The Sons of the West program is a free men's health program, which is run across all the western suburbs of Melbourne, and it's including Ballarat this year for the first time, but the councils of Melton, Sunshine, Werribee, Brimbank, and of course Footscray.
Yep.
It was set up by the Western Bulldogs because men, as we don't tend to look after our health. No,
Not me.
This side. I guess, guys, we don't look after ourselves as well as we should.
Yeah, true.
A few medical issues and things like that, and we tend to just sort of leave those things go. And there's a growing need, I guess, for improved health across the whole region. So the Western Bulldogs set this up, and the idea was to offer this to as many men as possible. And what the program works in is that there's there's a 1 hour session where you listen to guest speakers each week. 1 week it might be Beyond Blue, White Ribbon, the E.J. Whitten Foundation, which is all about prostate health. And then you would sit and listen to these sessions, and then you would do an hour of physical exercise at the ground or at the centre, wherever you were at that day.
Oh, nice.
So, and it started off 3 years ago, and it just continues to grow.
Oh, good.
It's good.
That's good that it's growing. And I mean, you're obviously doing a very good thing. What are some of the things that since you've started? Like, have you been there since the 3 years started, or how long have you been involved?
This was my 3rd year that I completed the program.
Yep.
But the first year I attended a few sessions, but not as many as I have over the last 2.
Yep.
And I found it really hard. Like I had a few illnesses and different medical issues and things like that, and my health just sort of deteriorated. I'd put on weight and things like that, and it's kind of like I just wasn't know where to start. And this is what this program does. It's no one judges you. Everyone's there for the same reason, whether it's physical health, mental health, or if you just want to, some people just go there for the company and things like that. And so this is the 3rd year. They run a 10-week program throughout the season. Mm-hmm. This year they actually ran a pre-season program, so that's actually gone for 20 weeks this year.
Oh wow!
And it's reaching over 800 men. So this year they had 500 men graduated from the program, which means they had attended 9 sessions or more over this duration.
Oh, that's good.
That's absolutely awesome, especially promoting such good health as well. like I know that for the both of us at the moment, we're starting like a health kick.
Yeah.
And we're like we went. I've kind of like become our personal trainer of our small like trio.
Yep.
And like I know even for all of us, it's hard because some of us have never really done like proper exercise before. Like I've done swimming throughout my life and done taekwondo. I've gotten my black belt and all that kind of thing. Like it's kind of hard when like I've not really done physical education for like about 2 years. Like I did hockey this year, but like even with that, my team kind of flunked a lot.
Did not get as far as the Bulldogs.
Bottom of the ladder.
let's
And
just
you know
say
what's
that.
unfortunate? The fact that we were representing the Bulldogs because like Footscray Park. Yeah. I played for Footscray, and like so I know that for both of us it's really hard, you know, trying to get motivated to go out and stuff like that. And if you're at a program, you know, it'd be good because you can just like it kind of pushes you when you're actually signed up for a program as well.
Yep.
It pushes you to actually go out and do more and really challenge yourself. And it's good that the Western Bulldogs are having such a positive, you know, influence.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The vision between them and the partners of all the, you know, and there's so many other organisations now are getting on board and coming and supporting and having guest speakers come along.
Yeah.
And I think one thing about the program is that it doesn't matter what age or fitness level you're at, because we've had people from 18 to 80.
Yeah.
And there's guys that walk around that footy oval, you know, and that might be the most they can do, but they'll do laps. You know, and they're out there, the people are encouraging them, everyone's, you know, fully supportive. And so there's 3 levels of training each week. So you've got like your basic level, and there's an intermediate, and then a higher I guess fitness level, which, you know, is I guess what we'd all sort of like to get to at some stage. But it doesn't matter. It's what you can do at your pace and your level. And it's all those things too, like we forget about, we have a dietitian who comes and, you know, speaks all about portion sizes and what food we should be eating and what food we shouldn't be eating. And they're the things that we forget, or we did know, or that we don't care about anymore. And to sort of actually see physically, you know, portion sizes. They have a cooking demonstration with Shane D'Elia, who's the TV chef. And he's a massive Bulldog supporter, and so he's been amazing. He's one of the ambassadors of the program, and he's been there, you know, many weeks, you know, supporting guys. You know, even got his father along this year to attend the program.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
So it just flows on, and you can see more and more men are joining up, and it's just amazing what the Western Bulldogs have got this vision, and I guess the care factor of looking after men across the whole Western region.
Yeah. Well, it's good, you know, like we're in the western suburbs and there's not much. Like there's a lot out here, but there's not much. Like if it makes sense. Yeah.
And statistically, like men's health in the western suburbs are probably lower in some of the, you know, other areas and things like that for whatever reason. I'm not sure, but it's just good to see men actually doing something about their health. Yeah. Because sometimes, like I said, we don't know where to start.
Well, as a man, I guess it's important for me to say that men's health is important. Like you said, we are going on the kick, cutting a lot of carbs and sugar out of my diet, and I have actually noticed that it's helped. Like I feel better. I may not have lost as much physical weight as I would have liked to in the time we've been doing it, but you know it's a slow thing. I mean, you're eating sugar for 19 years, and then you go 3 weeks without having it. It's going to take a while.
It's not only that, you get addicted to sugar too. It works the exact same as cocaine.
Right?
Yeah. And that's exactly right. It's the mind, a lot of that. Once you can break that habit in your own mind. Yeah. And you're right, exactly. None of us, or for me particularly, I didn't get like this, you know, overnight. Yeah. It took years and years and years of just, you know, for whatever reason, you know, not doing the right thing, and so it's going to take a long time to get back to where I want to be, and like I said, it's a work in progress. And the thing we were talking about too is families, is, you know, men are doing it for wanting to do it to be there around longer for their children, also to set a better example for their children. One of the best stories we had this year, we had 3 gentlemen attend, and they were a young guy, his dad, and his granddad. They had the 3 of them, you know, and they were all there because they wanted to be there as a family and be around longer as a family. You know, and to see them each week, they'd walk across the football oval, 3 of them together. I just felt really proud.
Like
you
3
know?
generations, like some real like Top Gun, you know. The
Breakfast Club playing in the background.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It'd be like some like what is it? Breakfast Club. Where, like they all just like walk across the field and just go yes.
Yes.
It'd be so good if they did it at the end of the program.
That would be good.
Really bring a smile to everyone's faces.
Well, I wanted to ask because, I mean, I'm on the website at the moment, and we'll have a link to the website, obviously, in the in the description to the video and also on our Facebook page. And I can see that on Friday the 2nd of September, there was something at Etihad Stadium. What was that?
That was for the E.J. Whitten Foundation.
Yes.
They run a all-star team where all ex-players and things like that play, so because the E.J. Whitten Foundation have been a great supporter of the Sons of the West,
Yep.
a lot of the men went along there, I guess, to support and watch the team, and it's pretty good too. Like we all grow up watching some of these old players,
Yeah.
and some haven't played for 15, 20 years, and to see them run around out there and have fun and actually raising money again for another really worthwhile charity who is doing amazing things for men in the community and things like that. So that's what that was on the September the 2nd, and it was a pretty big game, because there was no other football in Melbourne on that weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, good.
So and there's lots of incentives to do this program along the way. You get a T-shirt and a cap when you first start along, and for some guys that's great. They really want those things.
Yeah.
There's options of memberships and things like that to get people along to the football. But I think in the end, the best incentive is to see people and yourself getting healthier.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And again, I just couldn't thank the Western Bulldogs, to have that vision and I guess compassion too to run this program.
Oh, good.
And each year it's got better and better and bigger and bigger. And you when you go there each week, also you can have. You know who your facilitator is. They introduce all the guest speakers for the training program. With each council area has a coach who is the same person each week, and and they're supportive of everyone. Like I said, 80-year-old men walking around there that's had hip replacements and knee replacements, and everyone's there to support everyone else.
Yeah. I've only heard about Sons of the West for the last couple of days, and already it's really good. When do you guys start up again? Because is it next year?
You'll be starting up again. We just completed about a month and a half ago. About a month ago. And we'll be starting again. If it's the same as last year, it'll be pre-season around February.
Okay, good.
Which gets back in. But what the other thing do is prior to things starting up, they'll release videos over the summer where it might show a number of fitness exercises or dietary guides that we can follow to sort of just keep on track and maintaining the things that we've learned.
Yeah,
and that's
the off-season as well.
the base of it too, is that all the exercises we do at the program is stuff that you can then go home and just do. And, you don't need to have to be specifically at a gym and things like that to do it.
Yeah.
So I imagine February would be the pre-season again, where it starts off, and then they have a short break of about 5 weeks, and then it gets back into the main session again and sort of runs until around August.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Oh, that's good.
So it's getting each year it's getting more and more funding. It's also getting more and more guest speakers that want to be involved. And so they've sort of expanded the program to the state that it went for 20 weeks this year.
Yeah.
So
good.
It's brilliant. Yeah, which is kind of half the year.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to be involved now? I want to be involved, and I'm not even a guy.
And we feel really happy. We attend the Western Bulldogs ground, on our West Footscray group, because there's West Footscray and Braybrook in this area, and to get to use the rooms, we sit in the rooms where the Western Bulldog players sit.
Must be starstruck.
Fantastic,
be like, oh my God.
And so you walk down all the same corridors that they do and use the ground and things like that. So we're pretty privileged that the players actually allow us to do that as well, because they believe in the program.
Yeah, well, it's good. If you don't believe in what you guys are pretty much, funding and supporting and stuff, then what's the point? But yeah, no, that's awesome. I remember once I ran into Adam Cooney and I was like, oh my god, Adam Cooney. I used to go to all of the Bulldogs games with my family and that. I'd be the only girl there with my family, and that'd be my dad, my grandfather, all of my grandfather's brothers, my dad's brothers and stuff, and I'd just be sitting there okay, yep, cool, right, I'm the only person here that's a girl.
Well, no, Sons of the West, from what I've seen, they do a really good job, and you keep going, because you're promoting something that is, something that we all want and something that we all need today.
Absolutely.
So, that's good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Now, did you want to... We'll let you have a bit of a say on this this Aussie issue, because this is a hot button issue. Pauline Hanson.
Oh god.
We've gone weeks
We've gone so long, Kyle, without talking about bloody
We've gone
Pauline
weeks without
Hanson.
talking about her.
Sorry, we brought up this thing in our very first episode, I think it was. We were sitting there like, we're so excited to be doing this, and all of a sudden we were like, wow, our episode is very centered around like hate.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there talking about Pauline Hanson, and we were like kind of challenged ourselves to go a while without talking about her.
Yeah.
And Kyle, you ruined
Well,
it.
she popped up again in the news. You got to
When
talk
doesn't
about
she
her.
pop up?
So Pauline Hanson over the last week has called for Muslim immigration ban in her maiden speech to the Senate. So she's been talking about how Australia's been quote swamped by Muslims and that they have to go back where they came from and that kind of stuff. I mean, Donald Trump
faces
says
say
the
it
same
all.
stuff about people in his country.
So 20 years ago, she said the same thing, but this time it was Asians.
Yeah, so it was Asian.
So yeah, now it's Asians and now it's Muslims.
Yeah.
I think it's right in when you're mentioning Donald Trump. Like from my point of view, I think they highlight a small minority of people and they kind of target them and promote fear and say, oh, we're going to be overrun or we're all, don't want to say the word, but Pauline Hanson says, they're all Muslims are terrorists, and which is just generalizations, and they sort of get that small part of the community that are scared or panicked and things like that, and it's just it's possibly in some ways hate. You know?
Yeah.
Well, it is. I feel like she has. I've always said that she has some. She makes points that, like you say, appeal to a certain minority. Previously, I feel like when it was about, maybe 10, 20 years ago when she was talking about, the Asians telling them to go back where they came from, there was that whole thing of, you're talking to a very small amount of people. But now, I feel like because of the way the world is, post 9/11, ISIS, that kind of stuff, that minority has actually grown. And the fear has grown too.
Absolutely.
So obviously now she's speaking to a wider audience, and it's causing more of a gap between people. So it's almost like indirectly she's starting a war.
And there is some scary things happening in the world, and we should be scared about some things, but we can't let it dictate our day-to-day life. Otherwise, those terrorists then win.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I think, I wonder how scared the Muslim families are.
Yeah.
Right.
That there's all this hate sort of being labelled towards them, and there's just beautiful people. Every nationality or every religion has good and bad.
Right.
And and there's, like, you could say against one religion, but it's a small minority that make it hard or bad for others and things like that. So I imagine these people, that come to this country for whatever reason, want to get into a small leaky boat and, risk their lives to get out of such a horrible situation back home. To come here, I couldn't imagine that they'd feel that they would have that hate.
Right.
And there's like I said, I've grown up in Footscray my whole life. I've seen many different nationalities locate here and become part of the community and become accepted. I think you're right though. There's, at the moment, everyone's got that fear when it becomes the moment you say the word Muslim.
It makes you cringe a little because it's like, what's someone gonna say?
Yeah, no, like I remember when I was in year 12, we went to this performance at the Art Centre, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was called. I tried to look it up just then, but it had like a couple of different people on there from like Aussie television and that, and they were like all on the stage and everything, and they were talking about like terrorist attacks, and then they were talking about this idea like of the government fighting terror with terror.
Yeah.
Like if that makes a sense, like if that makes any sense. So it's like taking this idea of saying like the word terrorists and fighting their terrorism with more terrorism, like anti-terrorism kind of thing, and like it just ends up being like an endless battle. And we were talking about like stigmas against like Muslims and stuff like that in year 12 literature as well, and we're watching like these documents and stuff of people like with like their innermost thoughts, like judging people with like really racist undertones and stuff, saying like, they were on the tram and then like a Muslim would come sit down next to them and they'd like kind of shuffle away, or you'd have like you know, like a mother pushing her child on a swing in a park, and like, you know, a Muslim would walk past and like the mother would just pick up her kid and run. And then it had like from the perspectives of the people who were Muslim and that, and it was saying like, no, not all of them have come on like a rickety old boat from their countries. They were
Yeah.
actually born here, and like people put a stigma against these other people just because they look different. And you know, like it's the same. We were talking, I think, in a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about like the White Australia policy as well, and saying
Yeah.
like how, you know, like for the White Australia policy, there would be a quiz that, you know, different nationalities would take, like with stuff that was just so not relevant
Right.
to anything that would have to do with Australia. You know, like they'd be like, how do you say hello in Russian? You know.
Yeah.
Like it's like everyone's kind of got this vendetta against people who are different, and it needs to stop, guys. Yeah.
Well, I guess you could say, luckily, not everyone shares Miss Hanson's opinion, as
Thank God.
as at one stage during her speech, a bunch of Greens senators actually staged a walkout. So I think then what was left on the actual in the Senate floor was probably about maybe a third of what was there. So it goes to show that not everyone feels the same way that Miss Hanson and a lot of other people do. But then it's also important to I think it's important as Australians, in my opinion, to hear what she's saying, even if she doesn't think about what she says before she says it, and then question her about it instead of hate on her, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people will probably argue, and we might get comments and stuff saying it's like, oh, no, she's a racist, I don't care. Well, you're kind of playing the same game she is, just in the opposite field.
Yeah.
I mean, they're her beliefs. Like I think she truly believes those things.
Yeah.
And you know, but my problem is like when the more and more people hear it, the more and more people jump on that bandwagon and things like that, and that's where it all that hate becomes into it and things like that. And you know, what I hate is when you see these Reclaim Australia rallies and things like that.
Like the
and
neo-Nazis and stuff like that.
the people hiding their faces with the flag or you know a balaclava or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, those people make me scared. You know, the violence and things like those in those rallies. You know, if you go to a rally with bats and sticks and things to hide your face and that, you're up to no good. I think,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, no, it's kind of hard though, because like Pauline Hanson's view is, I'm not saying it's definitely not like the modern view of like, you know, teenagers and stuff, like, and young adults, you know, like we are today and stuff, because most of us all believe in like equal rights and, you know, like equality for gay marriage and like, you know, multiculturalism and stuff like that. And then it's kind of hard that you got to remember that there are older generations who actually feel this way because they've gone through like all these terrorist attacks and like they've lived in these different time periods that we haven't had, not so much the privilege, but like just we haven't had the ability to experience it like they have. So people do actually like, you know, hold her beliefs, and that's probably the minority of the group that is following Pauline Hanson, and then you get, you know, that belief is passed down through generations and
Well, kind of on the same wavelength. On Sunday night on Channel 7 this past Sunday, they gave a report on the burkini, which is essentially,
God.
so it's
I've
a
seen
burqa, but
this.
it's a swimsuit that is actually designed by a Muslim woman here in Australia for other Muslim women who want to go out on the beach, want to go and swim, but want to still hold their cultural and religious beliefs.
Yeah.
So, you know, so she designed this burkini, which I think it's fine.
Fantastic.
I think the problem that a lot of people have is with the burqa is that it covers the face. And a common argument that I hear all the time is if you walk into a bank and you ride on a motorcycle, you have to take off your helmet.
Yes.
If you're a Muslim woman and you walk into the bank and you're wearing, now I'm trying to get them right because I know there's different types. I think the burqa is the one where you see the whole face.
Yes.
Is it the hijab or the niqab? That's the eyes only?
No, the hijab is the one that just is the one that goes around the face. The burqa is the one that only shows the eyes.
Oh, is it?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I've not this is the same thing, but like I follow people on Instagram who do like awesome makeup stuff with like their hijabs and that. Like, so there's this one girl who turns herself into like Disney characters, like with only using her hijab, and it's awesome.
Nice.
also post a link to that one in the description below. 'cause
So I
she's-
think then it's the
It's the
burqa that's
burqa, yeah.
that's just the eyes. I think it's that unsettles people
Yeah.
because there's that common misconception. Well, not really a misconception, but there's that common thought of who's under there. We don't know. But the burkini actually shows the whole face
Yeah.
from every example of a burkini that I've seen anyway.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of people, it started in France. The French government actually put out a law saying that is abolished on our beaches,
Yes.
on the Riviera, the French
Is
Riviera
that when
there.
the police were harassing that woman because she was wearing the burkini?
Police as well as other people going to the Riviera and
Yes.
enjoying, and then they put out a law that said no, you can't wear it here anymore. And there are people who want the same thing here in Australia.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a similar. It's just a similar response to the Pauline Hanson thing.
But is it hurting anyone? Like, it's, I'm sure there's a number of people out there with body image issues that would be quite happy to wear a bikini which covers them from head to toe, or for various reasons and things like that. It's, you can go to the beach and some of the things you see in your face are like, they should be covered up.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need, particularly when it comes to things like budgie smugglers and things like that.
God.
Tony,
Cover them up.
Yeah, board shorts, okay,
Yeah.
But yeah, again, once it gets on a roll and people tend to then jump on that bandwagon and say, no, you can't have this, can't have that. I can't see why it's hurting anyone.
Yeah.
SunSmart, there's another good reason for it.
Right?
Yeah, you totally like.
We're told to
stay-
cover up with rash vests and things like that when you.
Yeah.
Like I've just found a photo online and it says like a French Muslim in a burkini, and it's like she's totally covered from head to toe. There's nothing wrong, and then it's got like a picture of a French Catholic in a wetsuit, and there's literally no difference between the two. And it goes, but only one will be asked to change her swimwear gear at gunpoint. Like that. They're the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like seriously, like I don't have many body issues. Like I'm pretty confident in myself, but like even still, when I go to like the beach or something, like I'll always like take a little shawl with me and like wear that to the beach, and like just to think that if someone come up to me and said like, oh, you're being too revealing, they'd be like, well, how? Like how? What am I doing wrong here?
I'm wearing a shawl.
I know, right?
Adele has announced that she's going to be taking a 10-year break from touring after she finishes this latest tour, which has heaps of fans up in arms going, 10 years? What? It'll be like 2027 the next time she starts touring.
Wow.
That's weird.
It's a long
2027.
Yeah.
Stop it. I can't even deal with the fact that next year is 2017, guys.
No, not at all.
Nope, don't
Not
want to
math.
think about it. Don't want to think about it.
But she has a very good reason. She does have a son named Angelo.
Yes.
And she wants to spend time with him because he's been on the road with her as she's been touring. And next year he starts kindergarten because he'll be 4, I think. He'll be 4. So he starts kindergarten, and she probably feels like she doesn't want to tour. After he's gone with her everywhere.
Yep.
It's like, oh, now I'm abandoning you. She'll probably still write music.
Yeah.
In my opinion, she hasn't said she's going to stop writing music, so I think
Oh,
she'll
of
still
course. She'll
write some
probably
more.
just, give some of her music to other
Right.
people. Yeah.
But she can still release albums though. Just
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
have to tour on the back of
Just
it.
doesn't
I
have
guess.
to tour.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't tour for her first one, I don't think.
Right. And it
She did a couple of concerts
few.
here and there in England, but yeah.
Well, I guess she's given so much of her life, like all her fans, it's all consuming when they're on the tour, as you're talking about,
Yeah.
like with young Angelo, is it Angelo?
Yeah, Angela.
And then now it's that next stage. She needs to focus on, and I think, financially she might be doing all right.
Yeah.
I'd imagine so.
So, you can focus on that, and like I said, the music's still there and things like that. She could probably still release albums.
Yeah.
And, people can still enjoy it and things like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think fans really, they become so, I don't want to say obsessed, but I will.
They become very wrapped up.
Yeah,
wrapped up.
invested in it. I
There you
guess,
go. That's a good
and
word.
it becomes so much part of their life, but I think they need to realise that Adele and their family have got lives too.
Yeah. I remember when she announced that she was touring, I was like, Adele doesn't really seem like the type that would go to, because you've got like, typically the ones that tour, it's like you got Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, and they they run around the stage,
Yeah.
they do dancing. I'm like, how's Adele gonna
Like,
do that?
I
She doesn't
saw a
seem
clip
like
of,
the
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I saw a clip of Adele. She was literally just standing on stage and she was singing set fire to the rain.
Yep.
And literally there was just like a hoop of water above her, and it just like was falling down on the stage. Like, and that's it. And that's all you'd expect from Adele.
Right.
She was in a really nice, pretty dress, sparkly, black.
Is that where they had like all the choir or the backing singers all
behind her,
back
I
there?
think.
I think so.
And
Yeah.
I found it like it's sort of enthralling. You watch that video or different videos I've seen live ones on TV or the internet, and you just actually sort of watch, and it's her voice is just it's captivating.
Yeah. Like, you've just got Adele, and she's so sweet and humble, and like she just sits there like in a black dress on the stage with a choir behind her, and
Right.
you know, she doesn't need to pull out all the stops and ends. Just she's Adele.
She's got the voice.
She
Yeah.
does. My favourite thing about Adele's when she sings, she's got that beautiful voice, and then she stops singing. She's like, "Oh my god, I was so nervous. I almost shit my pants."
I love it. She turned around and did a selfie with a crowd the other day too. She's like, "This is my first one." And she's like, "Everyone say cheese," and she's like, "Oh no, that was rubbish." It's so
And she's
good.
just natural. Like,
She is.
and maybe
Down
that's
to
what the
earth.
fans appeal to as well. You know,
Yeah.
we always sort of think, oh, maybe she's one of us.
Yeah.
You know, or
Part of her
Definitely.
charm.
yeah.
I ran into
Yeah.
Adam Cooney with a packet of dog food, man.
Right.
Like, seriously, celebrities are just one of us.
Yeah.
Right?
And then there's Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. You're like, oh no, you're not one
No,
of us.
they're a different. Yeah.
they're a
just
different. They're a different scale altogether.
there.
They're just up there.
All right. Well, thank you, Jonathan, for
No
coming
worries.
on.
Thank you for
It
having
means
me.
a lot,
Yeah.
and Sons of the West obviously do
Wonderful.
some great
Yeah,
stuff.
Absolutely.
We'll have links to your website as well as all your various social medias, because Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on
Yes.
our Facebook page in the bottom of this video in the description, and
Yes.
also on our secret project, which we'll reveal
At the end of
Later,
this,
the end of
this
the episode.
Yep.
all right.
Secret. Hush hush. Classified. I've already said too much.
Tell me off here.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you, Jonathan.
No worries. Thank you.
And yes, hopefully come back soon.
Be
And I think maybe next time we get started, I might have to come along. Maybe
Absolutely.
bring my dad.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring
Yeah.
as many as you can.
Bring Gerald.
That's
yeah.
great. It's
Bring
a
it.
great,
I'll get
great
Come on,
photo.
Gerald. Let's go.
I'll get Steve-O involved.
That's right.
Steve-O would cry if he was ever in the club rooms of
The
the
club
Bulldogs.
rooms.
He'd sit there and be like, "Oh my god,
There's the incentive.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's. Mm-hmm.
Dad,
There you go.
you get to sit in their club rooms."
All right. Well, we'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Hey guys, it's Matt. Here is the exclusive teaser trailer for my new show on the Banter Network, The Gaming Guru with Matthew Arnott.
And we're back. That was the teaser trailer for the new show coming to the Banter Network, The Gaming Guru with Matthew Arnott. We did have Matt on our 7th episode. Tash.
Yeah, yes, indeed we did, and that was also coincidentally the episode that we did the water taste test with that totally flopped.
What are we drinking?
What are we drinking? Oh, more like, what are we wasting our money on?
It was so hot that day.
It was ridiculous in here. It wasn't even hot out there. It was just hot in here,
It was.
especially with 4 people in here. Like, it was so hot in here, we actually turned the lights off because we thought that was going to generate more heat.
Well, Tash, would you like to tell us about our next guest?
Our next guest. All right. So, as Kyle said to me earlier, to prove that we're actually an Australia-wide, podcast, our humble podcast that started 10 weeks ago, it has moved from Australia. We have listeners now in South Australia. We have listeners in New South Wales, in Queensland, and also in Western Australia, which is where our next amazing guest, who also just happens to be one of our bestest friends, Shadell, has just come from Western Australia to be on our podcast. So hi, Shadell!
Hi.
So what do you do?
I'm just working. Yeah.
You don't do
Where do you
anything
work?
else.
A Hog's Breath.
Oh, you work at Hog's Breath?
Yeah.
Nice. And what do
Yeah.
you do at Hog's Breath?
I'm just a waitress for the moment. You
Oh.
never know what the future holds.
You could be a store manager.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
Them discount cola fries.
I
That
like
you
them
can't
curly
eat, sir.
fries.
You cannot eat them.
You're on a no carb diet, right?
I am.
I'll eat the curly.
So how are things in Perth? So I've never been to. Have you ever been to Perth? Tash?
I've never been outside of the east coast of Australia. Like, I've been to South Australia, lived in Melbourne, born in Sydney, and I've lived on the Gold Coast.
There you go. Well, what's it like over in Perth compared to Victoria?
It's different.
She doesn't live in the hotter area of Perth. Let's just point that
It
out.
is warmer than Melbourne. Like, when I first moved over, it was cold and everyone was rugged up in jumpers and long pants and everything. And I'm just, like, walking around in a singlet. And the bus driver's like, aren't you cold, love? And I'm like, no, I'm from Melbourne.
Aren't you cold, love?
Aren't you cold, love?
Love?
No.
Nah, mate,
No.
I'm fine.
And it's very small. I went to the city for dinner.
Yep.
At Jamie Oliver's. So
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
damn.
And we're
Was
driving
she
in-
fancy?
Ooh, so
She
fancy. And I was like driving around and there was like no traffic in the city. And I'm just like, there was nothing. I'm like, where is everybody? It's
Dead.
dead. I kid you not. It's like driving to Caroline Springs at like 3 a.m.
Wow, I've done that many a times.
It's like there's no one there.
Wow.
I've done that many a times, except it's more like 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's like going somewhere on New Year's Day, which is usually packed, but it's
No, like Christmas Day. Like there's no one.
no one
No
at
one
all anywhere.
At all. Like, it's like Melbourne City compared to Geelong City.
Oh.
Very different, very different. Two
Very
very different dynamics.
And they refer to Victoria and Melbourne as the eastern like states, and they're like, you're from East, yeah. I'm like, what?
You're just sitting here like, oh, everyone else, like, in Victoria, we just sit there like, you know, oh, well,
from
you're from the
Victoria.
east, you're just from the eastern suburbs, or you're from the western suburbs.
Yeah.
And, like, everyone's like, oh, you're from the eastern side of Australia. Like, well, aren't you fancy?
Like, I had so many people come up to me when I started work and like, oh, you're the girl that's from down east. And I'm just like, what?
What?
What are you talking about? I'm from Melbourne. Yeah, that's east. I'm like, okay.
Well, from here it is. Today's our very big 10th episode. Which, yeah, it's a milestone that we didn't actually think we were going to get to. It seemed like such a distant milestone when we started. Yeah, as we were driving to university this morning, we did hear some quite heartbreaking news. You know, especially because they're like bloody LA's power couple.
If I was standing, I would have fallen over.
Aren't you lucky that you were sitting there,
I was
mate?
sitting in your car.
So the news today is it was officially released that Brangelina divorced.
Why?
Kyle's sitting here like a
Why? What happened between the two of them?
I
I need to know.
I don't know. It must have been something big because Angelina Jolie has asked the courts if she could take full custody of all 6 of their children. So Angelina's moved to take all 6 kids away from Brad Pitt, and not even George Clooney, which is one of their close friends, knew. He found out from a news reporter asking him how he felt about the divorce, and that was pretty sad.
Yeah.
Your jaw hit the
my
floor.
face was just the constant. It was like cracked. My face was cracked. It was like,
His jaw hit the floor, guys, and he was really, really upset about it. Also, we heard on the news today that for any Harry Potter fans, the famous Harry Potter house that Harry grows up in.
do you remember what number of the house it was and what street?
No, but I know it's on Privet Drive.
Okay.
Do you know what number the house is?
I'm pretty sure it was.
I feel like
Was
it's
it
8.
10?
I thought it was like 8 Privet Drive or whatever it is.
Maybe. It's no higher than 12.
No, definitely not. It's definitely in the single to double digits.
Yes.
Below 12. You watch. Then we'll have like the Harry Potter fans coming for us, being like, "No, it was actually this number."
It was 142, guys.
You don't
So
even
you
know.
got everybody in group after you've got like.
I've literally got everything coming for
Now
me.
you've got Harry Potter.
Yeah, I know, right? That's a big
There's like
fan
a
base
list.
too. That's a big fan base.
The list is huge.
The list just keeps growing.
It even comes with like a complete cupboard under the stairs, like, you know, as would be in Harry Potter's childhood. So, for the next Harry Potter out there, feel free to shove yourself under the cupboard in the stairs and
Yay!
have little Dudley running up and down the stairs like. So Kyle has some news that he wanted to share.
Oh yeah, Tash got a job.
I didn't realise that we were talking about this right now. Yes,
Yay.
I'm a Christmas casual at EV Games, and hopefully that leads to a longer job. And I'm so stoked because it's literally my absolute dream job.
Yay.
Yay!
Well, congratulations, Tash, and I
Thank
hope
you.
everything goes really well for you.
I'm actually really excited.
Pokemon Go, which has kind of subsided in the last month or so.
Subsided for longer than that, Kyle.
I haven't seen anyone play it for like the last month or so.
I think I've got 2 people in my class on a Wednesday that play it.
Oh, really?
Still, like, and they're still addicted to it really badly.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Yep.
Well, Pokemon Go is hoping to revive the game by introducing new features, including an awesome feature with a buddy Pokemon. So you get to choose one of the Pokemon that you've caught and have it as a buddy.
Ooh.
So like Pikachu with Ash, but you get to be Ash and pick, I don't know, like a Snorlax for your Pikachu or something. Yeah, and there's also going to be a Pokemon Go watch type thing, which beeps and flashes different lights and sounds when you approach a Pokemon. You don't even need to open your phone to catch one.
Wow.
I have deleted the game. I since got rid of the game about a month ago. Tash, I know you haven't had the game for a while.
I haven't had the game probably around about the same time that we started up the podcast. So
Yeah.
I haven't had the game for about 10 weeks now.
Damn.
Not missing it at all.
Shadell, did you ever have the game, or
No, never touched it.
do you have people that do you have people in Perth? Is it big in Perth?
Yeah,
Are there Pokemon to catch in Perth?
there is. There's a place called Cape Parrot, I think it is, and that's a really big places to go where everyone goes for. People go at like 3 a.m. in the morning. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I went to Cape Parrot and there were people selling sausages to Pokemon Go people.
They were selling sausages
They were
to the
selling
people playing
sausages.
Pokemon.
They set up a barbecue and they were selling sausages.
Wow.
My God. That's insane.
That's
I've never
insane.
seen that here.
Well, apparently these updates are supposed to revive the game. There's some other stuff too coming. I personally don't think I'll get the game again. I mean, it was fun, but the novelty wears off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I won't be getting the game
No.
in.
Just-
You already knew my answer.
Flat out, nah.
Straight up,
Not
nah.
gonna do it. Well, Ariana Grande's in the news the last week. She obviously got a new hit with Nicki Minaj, Side to Side, which is a very good song. But she had a bit to say to Ryan Seacrest after she went on an interview with him on his radio station. And
America.
because she posted a picture on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a suggestive picture. It's her with her supposed boyfriend, Mac Miller. And it's like, she's like hugging him, but his head is like in her like stomach, like that.
Area.
And it does look it looks suggestive. It looks like they're in a relationship. And Ryan Seacrest asked her, if she was in a relationship and how those pictures, make it look like she is, that kind of stuff. And then she had a bit of a go at him and said, well, if I want to post something and I don't think it means anything, I'll post it. Which, fair enough. I mean, you do kind of lose a little bit of
You don't have as much
people
freedom
anymore.
You don't have as much freedom when you're a celebrity.
Yeah, not a lot of freedom. But, well, I mean, I can understand where she's coming from. I mean, you guys have ever posted pictures that look like one thing and everyone jumps to conclusions, but then it's like, no, it's just this.
Yeah.
Yep.
I reckon I have.
I don't know.
I mean, I didn't think there was anything wrong with the picture, but her and Mac Miller have been rumoured to be going out for ages.
Yeah.
So, and I think she did confirm after the interview that they are dating, but yeah.
So apparently Jumanji is getting a sequel in 2017, which is very, very much awaited.
Yeah.
Because Jumanji was my favourite kids movie. My favourite kid as a kid. My favourite movie as a kid. Yeah, so Jumanji is getting a sequel apparently with like Kevin Hart, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and a bunch of other people.
I'm pretty sure Jack Black, Nick Jonas, and Karen Gillan from Doctor Who is also in it.
Oh yeah.
But a photo was released of Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. It looks like in a jungle. So Jumanji.
Obviously.
I'm gonna watch it. You gonna watch it?
Of course.
You gonna watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Durr.
Durr.
Duh.
Duh.
Alrighty. Well then,
Is that
I
even
guess
a
the
competition?
final bit of news, like we said last week, Lady Gaga's Perfect Illusion came out.
Yep.
We listened to it. It's now stuck in Tash's head, which
Yep.
is good because it's a good song.
Sure.
But a lot of stuff, rumours and confirmed stuff came out. One of the big things is obviously her album. She revealed the name of her album, which is going to be Joanne. It's going to be released October 21st.
Yep.
And she released this picture as the album cover.
Mm-hmm.
Tash, do you like the album cover?
Yes, I do. It's very simple and tasteful, and it's not overdone. Lady Gaga's album covers, aside from Art Pop, have all been pretty minimalistic, pretty...
Oh. What about Born This Way? She was a half Gaga, half motorcycle.
I didn't say that one. Wait, no, so just, no, you know what it reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of, like, the Monster thingies and, the Monster album cover a lot.
The Fame Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it
like
does, but
Fame
just
and...
a lighter tone.
Yeah, it's a lot less dark and gothic and
Yeah.
very alternative. It's a lot more sweet and uplifting and quite real and reformed, if I do say myself.
So many awesome words
Oh,
that you put
I
in there.
pull out all of my vocabulary for just one moment.
Oh. Do you like Lady Gaga, Shadell?
Yeah, I didn't really listen to her new stuff. Like her old stuff, or is alright.
She does like me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why?
but
What's
do
that
you like
look
the,
for,
Do you like
huh?
the album
Yeah.
cover?
Yeah, it's really, really pretty.
It is really good.
Pretty. I like her hat.
It shows her pretty side.
I like that hat. That's a nice
That's a
hat.
nice boulder.
I like that boulder.
Yeah, but
You have a
it was
phone?
confirmed that she's going to have a few different songs on the album. One of the songs is actually a collaboration she did with Florence Welsh from Florence and the Machine.
Oh, yes. Oh, you've sold me. You've
And
sold
it's-
me. I love Florence and the Machine. What are you
The,
talking
the song's going to be called Hey Girl, and it's supposed to be a female empowerment song.
Ah.
So, I mean, who can't get behind a female empowerment song with Gaga and Florence Welsh?
Everybody.
It was also rumoured that she's going to be headlining the 2017 Super Bowl after she did the national anthem this year, Super Bowl 50. A bunch of sources confirmed it, but then NFL actually said, no, it's not happening. Same thing happened with Adele. Adele turned around when she was on stage and said something along the lines of, I was approached to do the Super Bowl, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And then they turned around. It's like, I mean, we love Adele, but we never approached her. So it could just be them trying to cover their butts.
Yeah.
We don't know. I guess that's kind of it for the topics of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have something.
I don't have a special funny pun for this one. I didn't think about it for a week, like I did for the what are we drinking one. But we are doing a taste test that we've been talking about for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
Which is just a generic food taste test, and so obviously we have our two participants being Kyle Connolly and Shadell Pauline.
Yeah. Give me something in my blood.
Shadell's happy. She's gonna get food. Anyway, so we have 5 rounds, and the way that it works is you guys will be eating 4 different kinds of food and obviously having one drink, which is just lemonade. You guys, at the end of it, I'll keep track of what everyone gets right, or what you guys get right and what you guys get wrong. And at the end of it, if you feel like you want to change around some stuff, just let me know and I'll make amendments and let you guys know at the end if you guys are right or wrong. So we're going to start off with cup 1. So round 1, cup 1.
That's the
Well, it's salt and vinegar.
Obviously, yes. The first
It's not the
First
brand. It's not the brand.
the first chip is salt and vinegar. We have both generic brand and we have name brand. Now, what do you guys think it is?
I reckon it's generic.
What do you think?
I think
Carl?
it's probably. Are we allowed to say the name brand?
It doesn't matter if you say name brand or
I would
Product
just say-
placement. I think it's actually because we've got the Coles. Most of the home brand is Coles stuff.
Yeah.
And then the name brand is whatever we've got. So I think this is actually name brand. It's the Smith's salt and vinegar.
sweet. He says as he takes another chip. Alright, well moving on to round 1, cup number 2.
Which is Coles.
I'm glad you think so highly of Coles right now, because
I do.
Even
Coles is
I-
amazing. I'm glad I'm having another one.
even I turned around and had a couple of different taste tests, and there were some that I was really confused about. All right, so moving on to round
kind
2.
of obvious.
Yeah, I know.
It's got the logo on
I
it.
know. Thanks, guys. Cool. Be really rude like that.
Well, I don't have to look at the thing. I'm not looking at it.
Yeah, well, it would have worked better if you got blindfolded. All right. So obviously,
Ooh, blindfolded.
cup. Oh, God, you're insatiable. You have a problem.
I've been told.
Yeah. All right. So obviously, you guys.
I'm thinking it's Cadbury.
Yeah. I wonder what gives it away.
The logo.
Oh, I didn't look
Probably.
at the name.
There's a logo on it. They stamp a logo in their chocolate.
I didn't see it, so. Hooray!
Moving on to round 2. Cup 2.
I'm just going to say
Oh, I
it's
wonder
the
what this
name
could
brand.
be.
Good job.
I caught it
With your vagina.
with my leg. My vagina is here.
I think this tastes like Coles brand.
Oh, I wonder what gives it away.
There's no logo.
Chanel's on it.
I'm on it.
All right. Round 3. Cup number 1.
Ooh.
These are cheesels / cheese tubes / cheese rings, whatever you guys want to call them. Different people have different names for them. So, cup number 1. Do you reckon
It's
that
hard
it
with the
is?
chocolate in your mouth
Can
now.
Yeah.
I get cup number 2 as well? I don't know. I need a comparison.
I'm gonna say round 3, cup 1, Coles brand.
Coles brand or
Yeah.
name brand?
Coles.
All people gonna hear is like sounds of people eating.
I think this is the Cheezels,
Mm-hmm.
the name brand.
Yeah.
People who, we probably should have put a warning at the beginning of this. People who don't like the sounds of other people eating food probably don't.
A disclaimer.
Alright, wait. Now, you guys, I want you to close your eyes for this round, please. No peeking. No peeping at all. Alright?
I'm ready for that drink now.
Alright,
Give it to me.
put your hands out. No peeping. Alright? This is round 4. These are lollies. Alright, so we're going. Relax, Kyle. I know you've got perfect illusion stuck in your head. Go ahead, eat those,
It's a jelly baby.
obviously.
We're just as blind as the people listening.
Oh, God.
Wait, do we eat it now?
Yes, Kyle.
I've already eaten it.
She does ahead of you. Alright, do you guys reckon generic or name brand?
What's the brand?
I'm not telling you.
Oh. It's,
You are sly, cheeky. Next time,
it's kind of hard to tell.
you reckon when you blindfolded?
Yeah, when I was
Blindfolded. Blind.
when I was, yeah.
How can it
I'm gonna say home brand.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Another jelly baby.
Oh, this is the brand. I didn't even put it in my mouth yet. Yeah.
Did I say Coles for the first one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are Allen's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright then. Moving on to round 5.
Yay!
So, round 5.
How many rounds are there?
Cup
Round 5, cup 1.
1. Round 5. Cup
In this one?
number 1.
Okay.
Yep. Alright. So this one is the drinking one. This is the last round.
What are we drinking?
It's not water we're drinking. It's lemonade we're drinking.
If this is water, I'm not drinking it.
It's carbonated water,
Water
guys.
should not be fizzy like this. Where did you get this water? The Yarra?
Where are we?
The Yarra. No.
Werribee?
Werribee.
Even worse.
Even better.
No.
Alright, so go ahead and drink your lemonade. Kyle's like, I just really want to drink the rest of this lemonade.
What's the brand?
Final answers, we've got Coles
don't
brand
know.
and...
I haven't had lemonade in a while, so I'm not.
Well, I'm not telling you.
Um,
Alright, final guesses?
I'm gonna say it's Coles brand.
I said Coles brand.
Okay. And... So, round 5. You know what? You like maybe I'm just messing with you. Maybe it's a mixture of both. You'll never know. You'll never know. Alright,
Why
go
would
ahead.
you do this to us?
Oh, because I'm evil.
They taste the same. I don't know. I give up. I give up on life. Give me my cheesels.
No. Can I change my answer?
Yeah, if you want, at the end.
No, actually, this is Sprite.
Okay.
That's Sprite.
Alright, do you want me to tell you guys how much you guys have got so far?
How much
you
did
want
I
to
beat
change.
him?
Alright, so far,
Yep.
out of a possible 10 points,
Mhm.
Kyle, you've got 6.
Oh.
Out of a possible 10 points, Shadell, you've got 8.
Yeah.
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 So natural.
WA versus Victoria.
Ah.
You're from Victoria, man. Relax.
But all my documents say WA now, so.
Oh, that's sad. All right. So, did you guys want to move anything around? Do you guys
No.
want to shuffle anything around? Any
No, I'm pretty
guesses?
confident. No, I'm joking.
You're pretty confident.
Confident.
With six to 8.
I want to switch my lemonade answers.
Yep.
So, cup 1 to Sprite and cup 2 to lemonade.
Yep.
And then my lollies, I want to switch them around too.
Anything you want to move
No,
around?
I'm pretty happy.
No, you're pretty happy?
Yeah.
All right. So, Kyle. You are still on 6.
What?
You moved.
Oh, yeah.
You moved one thing around, which was right.
What?
And you moved one thing around, which was wrong.
What was it?
So you guessed.
So we're telling the answers now, so I'm the winner.
Yeah, you're still on 8.
Yay!
Yeah, Chanel won.
I like to eat food.
Chanel's a bit of an expert.
Yes.
Alright, so the first round was salt and vinegar chips.
Yep.
The first cup was generic brand. Carl, you guessed that it was name brand. The second cup was name brand, Smith's chips, salt and vinegar. Chanel, you guessed both right. Kyle,
Yes.
you guessed wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The next brand was chocolate. Kind of gave it away. I didn't really realise that Cadbury had stamped in all of their chocolate, with their logo. So, Kyle, you got it right. Chanel, you got it right. Cheezels, cheese rings, cheese tubes, whatever, however you want to say. Generic was in cup 1. Kyle and Chanel, you both right. Cup 2 was name brand Cheezels. Both right. Lollies.
I know like a camera.
You
here.
were right,
Let's see the
Kyle,
answer.
Yay.
and then you changed your answer.
Oh.
So the first cup was generic brand, which is Coles brand, and cup 2 was name brand, which is Allen's Lollies. Chanel, you got both right. Kyle, you
There's a
switched your
camera in
answers.
here.
Got it
See the
wrong.
dance moves.
Eventually. We'll get there eventually. And then final answers, lemonade. Cup 1 was name brand, which was Sprite. And then cup 2 was generic brand. And Chanel, you got both wrong. And Kyle, you got both right. But you switched around your lollies answer. And you got it wrong.
Spooing, I moved the lollies.
I would have thought that
damn it.
you're a bit of a connoisseur when it comes to
Go
salt
with
mega
your
chips.
gut.
Yeah, I thought you
Go
were.
with
Since
your
you're
gut.
eating, go with your gut.
Yeah, no, I thought you were a bit of more of a connoisseur.
So
with
well done,
chips.
Shadell.
Yeah, well done, our winner. Eventually,
Do I
we'll
get a
get around
prize?
to having prizes.
Oh.
Your prizes, you get to take anything from their home.
Everything? Since you guys are on diets?
Sweet, you can do that
No. I'll take chocolate,
too. Sure.
which I've already eaten.
All of it.
There's one bit left.
I just wanted to say a big thank you to Shadell and Jonathan
Mm-hmm.
for coming on to
Thank you.
our 10th episode. This is a milestone, and we'd be nowhere without you, the fans. So thank you very much. We, at this stage, are at 117 likes, which is awesome. On Facebook, we'd love for our subscriptions on YouTube to grow. So if you guys would all like to move over from Facebook to YouTube as well, that'd be great.
Yep.
Share it with your friends. Doesn't take that long. Even if you don't watch any of the episodes, just click subscribe. And then, just watch them when you're doing some studying or you want to procrastinate, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what the whole podcast is. We just procrastinate.
This is a procrastination for us. We have legitimate stuff that we have to do, but we don't, because we're doing this.
We decided to take this up.
That's right. I also wanted to thank the wonderful people at Insincerely Her, particularly Zarin Hassan, who hopefully will come on the show very soon. She is supplying us with our first giveaway
Our first
item.
actual giveaway.
It's a pair of lovely earrings. We'll be giving you more information on the giveaway when we return for episode 11.
We've got so much awesome stuff coming for you guys. Like, we're planning on doing giveaways, doing live shows, booking out venues so you guys can actually come along, meet us, and, you know, really, really interacting with you guys more and actually really getting to hear your voice, because that's what we're here for. We're here to share your voice and share opinions and on hot topics and stuff like that. We have some very, very, very exciting news to share with you guys. So kudos to you guys for listening to the very end of the episode. So Kyle,
skipping ahead.
Oh yeah. If you skipped ahead to the last 10 minutes of the episode, well, kudos to you too. You're
I
a
don't
crafty.
do that.
You're a crafty individual there. So we're no longer known as the Banter Podcast. We are broadening our reach, so we are including the gaming guru Matthew Arnott. He's going to be introduced a lot more and more frequently throughout our new kind of name, the Banter Network.
Yep.
Which Kyle, kudos to you again, come up with.
Yeah.
So we're looking at putting in merchandise in a shop as well in the future. We've got a blog on there. We've got small little biographies for all of us. What else is on there, Kyle?
Yeah, you pretty much covered it. It's just a new website. The Banter Network is going to be the big umbrella that consists of everything. So it'll consist of, at the moment, the Banter Podcast, the Gaming Guru with Matthew Arnott, and our new show coming soon, Sidetracked, which is pretty much a bloopers and deleted scenes kind of show. It pops up whenever we have enough material to just make bloopers, and we are working on one. It'll be up very soon, along with...
I have heard the snippet of it. It's pretty funny.
We did some pretty funny stuff when we're not paying attention and when we're a bit sidetracked.
No. Do you know what the best part is about Sidetracked? Is most of it happens while we're actually recording the shows, and it's just stuff that just gets cut out because, we just...
Press for time. Or it just sounds silly.
It's very, very silly. Half of it is very silly. Like, we make a comment about the Wiggles. So it's just that kind of stuff. It's really fun, funny, stupid, silly stuff.
So yes, don't forget to please check out that website. The Banter Podcast will still be known as the Banter Podcast, but we are one of, hopefully very soon, many shows that will be a part of the Banter Network, which now Tash and I are in charge of. So we've got a bit more on our plate than the original.
I can't wait. I love having so much on my plate, Kyle.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's fun. More to choose from.
Oh yes. Yeah, we hope you can join us. And as always, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. And that's all from us, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.